You ever notice how some people just seem to be high achievers in life, while others who are just as smart and talented somehow stay stuck? Everyone wants success, but few are willing to look at why they haven't achieved it yet. It's easy to think the difference is luck, timing, or opportunity, but that's not really it. Hey, I'm Bill. In case you're new here, on this channel, you and I talk about life and the lessons we've learned. Now, if that's what you're looking for, let's get into it. Now, when it comes to being successful, being a high achiever, here's what I've learned. The real difference lies inside of you. From my experience, it's how I think, how I handle failure, and how I stay focused when things start getting messed up. Today we're breaking down 4 personal traits that lead to success. Traits that don't get talked about enough because they don't sound glamorous. They're not sexy. They don't involve a college degree, an MBA, or extensive job experience. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why every successful person you admire has mastered these 4. First up is curiosity. Curiosity is the secret sauce of long-term growth and success. It keeps you adaptable, open-minded, and creative. When you're curious, you stop asking, why me? And start asking, what can I learn from this? Curious people don't fear the unknown, they explore it. They ask questions like, what does this mean? And how does this work? That's why they tend to innovate and adapt faster than anyone else. They don't wait to be taught. They go looking for what can be learned. They read, they experiment, they ask better questions. Curiosity turns life into a laboratory, and that mindset alone can transform how you approach challenges. I learned that when I stay curious, life stops being something that happens to me and becomes something I'm constantly learning from. The second trait is concentration. In a distracted world, focus is a superpower, and yet most people spend their lives scattered, doing 100 things at 10% instead of one thing at 100%. Johann Hari, in his book Stolen Focus, goes into detail how and why our world has lost focus and can't concentrate. I'll leave an Amazon link to this book in the section below. Check it out. It's a fact that concentration turns effort into results. Without it, your energy is spread all over the place. I discovered that when I gave a task or goal my full undivided attention, whether it's work, learning something new, or even a conversation, I started to perform at a completely different level. That kind of focus builds confidence because it shows you what you're capable of when you're not dividing your attention here, there, and everywhere. If you can teach your mind to sit still on one goal, one project, one mission, you will outrun almost everyone else. You don't need more hours in the day. You need fewer distractions in the hours that you already have. Hey, if this topic's hitting close to home with you, let the YouTube algorithm know by giving this video a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber yet, go ahead and subscribe right now. The third trait is perseverance. It's not talent, it's not luck. It's staying in the game longer than most people. They're not willing to do that. Most people quit, not because they fail, but because the progress feels too slow. They mistake discomfort for defeat. But those who succeed, they keep showing up when no one's watching. They keep refining, adjusting, and learning when most people have already moved on. Perseverance isn't blind stubbornness, it's intelligent persistence. You try, you fail, you adjust, and you try again. That rhythm is what builds momentum. Every success story you admire, whether it's an inventor, an entrepreneur, or an artist, they all have one thing in common. They endured the boring parts. They didn't stop when progress plateaued. Because success doesn't come from inspiration, it comes from consistency when inspiration runs out. Curiosity, concentration, perseverance, and finally self-criticism. And no, I don't mean self-loathing. Healthy self-criticism is one of the rarest and most valuable mental skills you can develop. It means being able to look at your own actions with honesty instead of defensiveness. Most people avoid this. They'd rather protect their ego than improve their results. But people who grow, people who win, they don't protect their ego, they protect their progress. They ask, what part of this failure was my responsibility? What could I have done differently? That, my friend, is the foundation of mastery. Think about elite athletes reviewing the game footage. They don't do it to punish themselves. They do it to refine, to note what worked well, but also to learn from mistakes. Every mistake becomes a tool. Every weakness becomes a target for growth. Healthy self-criticism keeps you accountable. Toxic self-criticism keeps you ashamed. The line between the two is this. One asks how you can get better. The other says you'll never be good enough. When you can critique yourself without collapsing, you've built one of the rarest forms of strength that there is. So, let's bring this together. Success doesn't come from motivation, luck, or timing. It comes from curiosity that keeps you growing, concentration that keeps you sharp, perseverance that keeps you moving, and self-criticism that keeps you honest. When you build those four, you become unstoppable because they work even when you're tired, uninspired, or unsure. So here's your reflection question for today. Which of these four do you need to strengthen right now? Because your answer might be the reason your next breakthrough hasn't happened yet. Now, if this video gave you something to think about, give it a like. And if you're working on becoming more self-aware and successful from the inside out, drop a comment below and share it with the group. Now, I've got more content coming that'll help you keep growing in all the right ways. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell.